Well, you know that the Nigerian nationals, they will be having their main election in Nigeria in 5 days. But talking about all that, we have a lot of Nigerians resident in Ghana, and they are asking their fellow nationals to be decorous in their conduct during their stay in Ghana. This follows recent allegations of kidnapping of 3 girls in the western regional capital of Takoradi by a Nigerian national, for example. Speaking to JoyNews, Kenneth Awatridako, the Nigerian said the act by the said suspect does not reflect the attitude of the entire Nigerian community in Ghana.
The guy, he was involved in a kidnap case. For him not to be able to open up, there is a reason. You can't just decide to give your life and save others just like that. There is a reason. So we really need to find out what the reason might be. I don't know if you have been in a situation whereby you are in the midst of Ghanaians and maybe they heard of something that happened. The first thing they will ask, especially if it's a bad thing, the first thing they will ask, is it a Nigerian? If it's a Nigerian, then the talk will not increase. But if it's the Ghanaian, they will reduce. It happens. I've been in a case that I and my friend, we went to look for a job. We went there and they asked, are you guys Nigerians? We said, yeah. They said, oh, Nigerians. Until date, we've not gotten any call concerning the job.
Was he here in Ghana?
Yeah, now. Yeah, I've been in Ghana for a long time. Serious. So it's I don't know what the problem is, but for him to be able to do that stuff, there is someone helping him. With the buying of gun and whatever it is, because he might not be able to know the escape route or everything. It will still be a Ghanaian that will direct him and tell him, okay, if you do this, this is how you do, this is where to follow, this is where to follow. So we really need to know the root of everything that happened. So I would advise people see Nigeria and Ghana as brothers and sisters, or brothers, whatever it is, and it should be like that. So you are not going to treat this person different and treat this person different
because I should be at peace wherever I am. In rest, like I said earlier on, you cannot say because one guy is bad, everybody is bad. This is not right. And again, that narrative you by saying you Ghanaian, you Nigerians. I've listened to your TV station whereby a woman will call and say Nigerians are taking over our businesses. If you can do it, wouldn't you go and patronize the fellow Ghanaian? Well, let's be realistic. It's time for us to come together as one to make sure our even economy is stronger. As a matter of fact, we have more economic ties in Ghana compared to other African nations. We are like partners, we are like brothers. I think it's time for us to make sure we keep that relationship very okay. Okay, let's accept the fact people are criminals, not a whole nation.
So you see, Nigeria being fatherland and Ghana being motherland, it means that they got pregnant and they gave birth to us, both Nigerians and Ghanaians. Honestly, if you go to the world, it's Nigeria and Ghana. This thing I'm telling you is real. It's everywhere. Nigeria, they compare us as if we're the same. My advice for Nigerians here in Ghana, first of all, is that, see, let's accept the fact that we're in another man's land. And when you get to someone's land, you respect the person's culture and traditions. Because some things are going to be seen as sabotage and a whole lot of bad things, you know. And you don't have to learn their ways, but respect them. Respect when they say don't do this. Respect that you are in another person's land. You understand? And Ghanaians, please, see, I beg at the beg. I see the hot like this, and I beg at the beg. Make una treat us well. You understand? We not perfect too. The same thing with Ghanaians, they're not perfect. We'll be one. So I beg, make una treat us with respect too.
Now, the Central Regional Police Command has stepped up education of students in the basic and senior high schools on the issues of kidnapping, abduction and other crimes. According to the command, the 3 kidnapped girls in the western region gives them a cause to worry about the vulnerability of school children. Richard Kwajunyako caught up with them in one of their educational campaigns in some schools in the central region, and this is the report he filed.
The Central Regional Police Administration says the police in the region are working hard to ensure that people, especially children, know the tricks employed by criminals to kidnap and abduct children. The Central Regional Police PRO and the Regional Crime Officer have been touring schools in the Central Region to educate both teachers and students on how school children could prevent kidnapping and in the event of being kidnapped, what exactly they should do. One of the schools they visited was Academy of Christ the King. Irene Sewaopong is the Regional Police PRO.
We want them not to be accepting lifts from strangers. One, they should not isolate themselves from their friends or when they are at home. Again, we want them to also be assertive. When it's happening to them, they should call for help for onlookers to know that that gentleman who is dragging him or her is not the daddy, is not a relative. They shouldn't be crying in silence. They should shout for help. They shouldn't be on social media giving unnecessary information about their parents, the work that they do, who is in their home, and also contact numbers for their parents, because the kidnappers are using the social media.
The Regional Police Administration says it hopes to reach all schools in the region in order to prevent any child from being kidnapped in the Central Region. Richard Kwejenyakon, Joy News, Cape Coast.
Now let's take you to the Upper West region. And 3 persons have been picked up by the Wa East Police in connection with Saturday's bloody clash at Funse in the Upper East District of the Upper West region. Well, in the Wa East District of the Upper West region, let me correct myself. And the police are tight-lipped on the names of the 3 arrested, but are confident the suspects will help them in their investigations into the clash, which led to the death of 2 persons. 2 others have also been severely wounded when 2 groups clashed at Funse over Rosewood. Rafiq Salam reports from Wa.
The bloody clash took place at Funse between 2 groups who were sworn enemies. According to the Wa East District Chief Executive Moses Jotier, one of the groups went to the Funse police to inform them about an ongoing indiscriminate cutting of rosewood in the Funse enclave despite its ban by the Wa East District Assembly. The police advised them not to go ahead with the plan because it may end in a clash between the 2 groups. They failed to pay heed to the advice of the police and went on with their agenda.
Then they went ahead to the bush to confiscate the rosewood. So that has actually resulted to the clash between the 2 groups. And 3 people were seriously injured and 1 dead.
They were rushed to the Upper West Regional Hospital for treatment. 50-year-old Baton Wosebene later passed on at the hospital. He has since been buried at Funse under strict Islamic condition.
Immediately we are going to also call a dark set meeting so that we look into the whole matter to see how the whole issue can be sanitized, and then there will be peace in the community. Police are going to intensify the watch to show that at the end of the day we know that there won't be any cutting of rosewood in Wa East.
The trio who were severely wounded during the bloody clash are currently receiving treatment at the Upper West Regional Hospital's casualty ward and the theater. One of them, who gave his name only as Tofik and was shot in the abdomen, said he is feeling better than when he was brought to the hospital. The fact that I'm able to talk means that I'm far better than when I was brought here. Medical Superintendent of the Upper West Regional Hospital, Dr. Barnabas Gandao, who supervised the operation conducted on the 3 injured persons, said their condition is stable and are responding to treatment.
As he himself said, some of the intestines out, so we had to quickly assess him and then rush him here to theater. The doctors, the surgeons were called. They did what they could, at least by his grace. They've saved his life for now. And the others have also been attended to. You realize that the other one had a tube passed but there was air trapped inside the chest that couldn't allow him breathe well. But today in the morning, you realize that he could speak, and all of them are asking of water, asking of probably food. It's a sign of good recovery.
The West District Police Command has meanwhile arrested the assemblyman for Fonsi electoral area and a police laborer to help the police in their investigation. Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Meanwhile, members of parliament are urging the Forestry Commission to enforce the ban on rosewood harvesting to save residents in the northern parts of Ghana from the impact of desertification. A report by the Committee on Lands and Natural Resources approved by the House on Tuesday confirmed the harvesting of rosewood is still ongoing in the northern, upper east and upper west regions despite a government ban since 2014. The report also demanded action to stop the illegality. Bosa South Member of Parliament, Dr. Clementa Park, who first drew the attention of the House to the phenomenon, says government must sit up.
If you look at the recommendations made, I believe that they are far-reaching enough. In particular, the recommendation that there should be a disallowance on the issuance of salvage permits, I believe is perhaps the most significant recommendation. Because as long as there is an opportunity to issue permits, these criminal elements and their official collaborators would always find a way to issue permits for merchants to go seeking to retrieve, or if you like, salvage rosewood that is not on the forest floor. So my hope is that the recommendations as presented will be fully implemented, because as we speak, by law, it shouldn't even be an option for anyone to grant a permit to any entity or company to salvage rosewood, because rosewood is deemed to be an endangered species to begin with. And that is why governments, including the current government, saw it fit to maintain a ban on the logging and export of rosewood. So now that Parliament has agreed that this is indeed a challenge and has made its recommendations, it is now our collective responsibility as members of Parliament, as members of the executive, as commissioners of the Forestry Commission and the media to make sure that we hold those who we have entrusted our destiny into, to make sure that we do what is right in our best interest.
Now, before we go, the head of Department of Marketing and Entrepreneurship at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Robert Hinson, says banks must return to their core objectives of delivering value to their customers to avert further challenges in the financial sector. His comment follows the Bank of Ghana's recent cleanup of the banking sector, which saw the number of commercial banks drop from 33 to 23. Professor Robert Hinson spoke to Joy Business at a symposium held at the University of Ghana Business School.
The two-year reform in the banking sector, which ended December 31st, 2018, resulted in the collapse of 9 banks, downgrading of 1, merging of 6 banks, with 1 bank exiting the country. According to the Bank of Ghana, this was necessary to help address challenges facing the sector. Speaking to Joy Business, head of the Department of Marketing and Entrepreneurship at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Robert Hinson said, beyond good governance structures, banks need to deliver value to customers.
Banks can do bigger ticket deals. They can decide which segments they want to serve in peculiar ways. So they should spend a lot of time and effort mining the kind of data that gives them insights regarding exactly what the value needs of their various customer audiences are. So we'd go back to the old school segmentation, targeting and positioning issue again, which is who are we serving, what are their value needs, and how do we serve them so well that when our competitors go to them, they will not find a reason to switch. So whilst I'm big on banks focusing on regulatory matters and appropriately handling their risks and having a certain level of operational efficiency, when all is said and done for me, I still think it's about the customer. And I still think banks now more than ever need to go and understand that both at the level of internal customer audiences and external customer audiences, the clarion call should be what is value to them, how do we deliver it?
Professor Robert Henson spoke to Joy Business at a symposium by the Marketing and Entrepreneurship Department of the University of Ghana Business School to discuss marketing perspectives on the 2017-2018 banking challenges in Ghana. Kofi Safuachia is a member of the corporate executive in residence of the Marketing Department of the University of Ghana Business School.
The consensus from the discussions was that banks sit on a lot of data that they might not necessarily be using properly, to the point to which leads us to the point that we are making, that marketing should be at the core of consumer banking. Because if you think about it, other companies or other industries like the telcos, where marketing is more prominent in the value delivery, are able to deliver better or make better use of their data through better analytics. So if you take that best practice and you bring that into a bank, okay, then you will then begin to see some of the fundamental changes that we need to see.
For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklu.
That's where we draw a curtain on it. That's the news bulletin for this morning. But it's only the beginning of a massive, massive Monday morning show, right, Ro?
Well, definitely. And next, we have to look at what stories there are published on the front and back pages of the newspaper. So look at some online portals as well when we're done with that. Stay with us.